Words of Wisdom. Chapter 2 begins with Eragon waking up the next morning, his heart still racing from the adrenaline of discovering the stone. He slowly gets up, stretching and trying to shake off his drowsiness as the winter cold seeps through the cracks of the house. The day dawns cloudy, and a chilly breeze enters through the window, bringing with it the promise of more snow. As he descends for breakfast, Eragon is greeted by the familiar aroma of fresh bread and porridge that Garrow, his uncle, has prepared. At the table, he finds Garrow and his cousin Roran. The atmosphere is cozy, but an air of concern hangs in the air. Garrow, a sturdy man with a wrinkled face, always carries the weight of the farm on his shoulders, and his expression shows the signs of a constant struggle against the elements and scarcity. As they sit down to breakfast, Garrow talks about the difficult situation the family is facing. He mentions that winter is becoming increasingly harsh, making hunting and gathering difficult. His voice is firm, but there is a veiled worry in his eyes. Eragon, sensing the tension, feels a bit guilty for not being able to bring food or money home, especially after his frustrating visit to Carvajal. Roran, who is older and strong, is also present, but his distant gaze suggests his mind is elsewhere. He dreams of leaving the farm to seek new opportunities, which generates some resentment in Garrow. The relationship between Roran and Garrow is complex, marked by love and expectation, but also by a growing desire for freedom. Roran yearns for a life beyond the confines of the farm in Carvajal, and this ambition often clashes with Garrow's wish to keep the family united and safe. After breakfast, Garrow gives instructions for the day's tasks. Eragon and Roran must tend to the cows and pigs, as well as gather wood for the fireplace. The work on the farm is hard and requires discipline, and Garrow watches his nephews closely, demanding that they fulfill their responsibilities. Eragon feels the pressure of meeting Garrow's expectations, while also struggling against a desire to explore the world beyond the mountains. While working, Eragon reflects on his aspirations and desires. He has always had a curious and dreaming mind, and his heart cries out for adventure and discovery. The stories he has heard about heroes, dragons, and dragon riders often populate his thoughts. He finds himself longing for experiences beyond the borders of the farm, beyond the mountains and the dangers that surround them. The presence of the blue stone in his mind grows stronger, seeming like a symbol of his desire for freedom and discovery. After completing his chores, Eragon decides he needs to understand the stone better. He remembers Brom, the storyteller of the village, who is known for his vast knowledge of dragon history and the dragon riders. Hoping to find answers, Eragon heads to Brom's house, eager to hear his words of wisdom. Upon arriving at Brom's house, Eragon is greeted by the old storyteller, who is sitting on his porch, surrounded by an aura of mystery and knowledge. Brom is an eccentric-looking man, with tousled gray hair and an intense expression that exudes wisdom. The old man watches Eragon with a gaze that seems to see through his soul, making the young man feel both intrigued and intimidated. Eragon quickly begins to tell Brom about the stone he found. The words flow as he describes the stone's ethereal glow, its cold and perfect texture, and how it appeared suddenly in the forest. The story captures Brom's attention, who leans forward, listening intently, his eyes shining with curiosity and anticipation. When Eragon finishes, Brom begins to share ancient stories about dragons and the dragon riders, mentioning that the stone may be something much more significant than a mere object. He speaks of the ancient order of dragon riders, who were considered the defenders of the land, and how each rider had a dragon bound to them by deep ties. Brom notes that the stones can contain the essence of a dragon, or indicate that a new dragon is about to be born. Brom's words awaken a new wave of curiosity and hope in Eragon. The idea that the stone could be linked to a dragon or an ancient power makes his heart race. However, Brom also warns Eragon about the dangers that come with such power. He speaks of how many have sought the power of dragons throughout history, and how it often led to destruction and tragedy. The old man's wisdom is profound and impactful, and Eragon listens closely, absorbing every word. As the conversation progresses, Brom mentions that not everything in the world is as it seems. He tells stories about betrayal, greed, and the importance of staying vigilant. Life can be treacherous, and those who seek power can become the most dangerous. Eragon feels a mix of excitement and fear as he hears these tales, while Brom's words echo in his mind, making him more aware of what is at stake. Time passes quickly as they talk, and by the end of the visit, Eragon bids farewell to Brom, feeling inspired and full of questions. The old man watches him leave, a mysterious smile appearing on his face, as if he knows that Eragon's destiny is about to change. As Eragon walks back home, he reflects on everything he has heard. His mind is racing with possibilities, and the blue stone now shines more brightly in his thoughts. He feels that his life is at a turning point, and that something great is about to happen. With every step, the desire for adventure and discovery intensifies, and he cannot help but dream of the vast lands awaiting him beyond the mountains and the limitations of his current life. The chapter ends with Eragon returning to the farm, his heart beating with the anticipation of a new journey. He is filled with hope and determination, convinced that the stone is just the beginning of something much greater. Looking up at the starry sky, he senses that his fate and the fate of the stone are inextricably intertwined, and that his life will never be the same again.
Awake at dawn, the snow shining bright, heart racing life, stirring to light. At the table warmth, bread and porridge shared, but in my uncle's eyes, a shadow of despair. Let's go together, friends, explore the world wide. With a stone in hand, adventure calls us to stride. Following the call, seeking what lies ahead. Words of wisdom will guide us where we're led. The field is our home, but the dream is to fly. Roran dreams big, aiming for the sky. Course to complete, but my mind starts to roam. The blue stone in my chest, I can't leave it alone. Let's go together, friends, explore the world wide. With a stone in hand, adventure calls us to stride. Following the call, seeking what lies ahead. Words of wisdom will guide us where we're led. The field is our home, but the dream is to fly. Roaring dreams big, aiming for the sky. Chores to complete, but my mind starts to roam. The blue stone in my chest, I can't leave it alone. At old Brom's house, the tale begins to unfold. Of dragons and courage, stories long told. The risks are ahead, but desire shines clear. With every wise word, I'll grow stronger herewith. Echoes of the past, lessons to show. The path may be dangerous, but I won't let go. In darkness there's light, a future shining through. With friends by my side, we're ready to pursue. Let's go together, friends, explore the world wide. With a stone in hand, adventure calls us to stride. Following the call, seeking what lies ahead. Words of wisdom will guide us where we're led. Returning home, destiny starts to call. The sky glowing bright, hope shining for all. The stone in my heart will pulse as one. A new journey awaits, we're ready to run. Here it goes. Destiny starts to call. The sky glowing bright, hope shining for all. The stone in my heart will pulse as one. A new journey awaits. We're ready to run.